BabyBus!
World Classic Fairy Tales, The Daughter of the Sea, Part 1. In the depths of the sea, the water was very blue. It was like the most beautiful cornflower petal. But at the same time, it was very clear, like sparkling glass. In it was a giant palace where the king of the sea, his mother, and 6 beautiful mermaid princesses lived.
I heard that father found a sunken ship at the bottom of the sea again.
Oh my, this is great! Let's go have a look.
The mermaid princesses excitedly swam to the bottom of the palace. The king of the sea was sitting on a giant coral throne. Treasures were piled up like a mountain in front of him.
My beautiful daughters! Look at what presents I've brought you today.
Oh, wow! My favorite! A pearl necklace!
This red algae will look so good on my crown!
The mermaid princesses happily picked their presents. Only the youngest mermaid princess stayed where she was. She stared in surprise at a huge marble statue among all the treasures. It was the statue of a handsome prince. Even though it was just a stone figure, he looked very real, like a living person. His expression was gentle and kind, and he looked at her with a charming smile.
Father, may I have this statue? I want to put it in my garden.
Of course, my little princess.
Her grandmother, sitting on the side, laughed.
Oh, my dear, you're really a strange girl. Why are you always so interested in humans?
Little Mermaid swam over in a hurry, picked up the prince statue, and playfully made a face at her grandmother. Grandmother understood Little Mermaid's thoughts, of course. Her sisters were interested in pearls and diamonds, but Little Mermaid was only interested in the human world.
Is the sky another sea? Do the birds blow bubbles? Do humans really have no tails? What do their legs look like?
Little Mermaid was always asking her grandmother all kinds of questions. She really wanted to go to the surface of the sea to take a look.
Oh, my dear, when you turn 16, you may go to the surface of the sea.
16 years old. I wish that day would come faster.
Finally, it was Little Mermaid's 16th birthday. Early in the morning, Grandmother wove pearls into a beautiful wreath for her. She called for 8 oysters to stick tightly onto Little Mermaid's tail, to express the nobility of her position. Little Mermaid felt very heavy and uncomfortable. But she didn't care. She couldn't wait to leave the underwater world. Like a graceful, bright bubble, she popped out to the surface of the sea. The sun had set. The sky was the color of roses, with stars bathing in it, twinkling and winking. There was a big ship anchored in the calm sea. The cabins were brightly lit. There was a prince there holding a birthday banquet. When the prince walked out of the cabin, more than 100 rockets were launched into the sky, lighting it all up. The prince's handsome face could be seen clearly, too. Little Mermaid was dumbstruck. The prince looked as handsome and elegant as the marble statue. Against the sky filled with beautiful fireworks, he looked especially charming. Strong winds suddenly broke out on the surface of the sea. The raging waves smashed the big ship to pieces. Oh no! The prince was tossed into the sea.
Help! Help!
The prince struggled desperately, nearly drowning. Little Mermaid quickly swam over, pulling the prince to safety with all her might. Little Mermaid kissed the prince's brow lightly, hoping to wake him up. At that moment, she heard somebody coming. She quickly hid behind a reef. When the prince opened his eyes, he saw a beautiful princess standing before him. The prince was very happy, but he didn't know that this princess just happened to be passing by on the beach, and that the real person who saved his life was the little mermaid, who was hiding behind the reef. Little Mermaid silently watched it all. Then she sadly returned to the sea. Little Mermaid asked her grandmother,
If humans don't drown, will they live forever?
Oh, they'll die too. Mermaids can live to be 300 years old, but human lives, they're not that long. However, fish have no souls. When we die, we become foam. Even though humans die sooner, their souls will rise to the sky, to a place we can never go.
I really want to be a human. I hope my soul can go up to the sky too.
Oh, my dear, if a human falls in love with you and marries you, you can obtain a soul. But this won't happen, because a human won't fall in love with a girl with a fishtail. They only like a real person with 2 legs.